Schools and colleges have failed to teach us about money. You are deliberately kept in the dark about how money works. The things that the rich know about money, the back doors and tricks they know about money that you don't. And then when you come out from college into the practical world, you'll always be living paycheck to paycheck, trying to deal with your many expenses. You are programmed to be poor. It's frustrating. But we can educate ourselves and learn from the rich. That's exactly what we did. After extensive research and talking to many top financial advisors, we were amazed to learn things that we didn't know about money before, and school had failed to teach us. Now we're going to explain these 6 lessons in detail. So pay close attention if you want to learn about money. Welcome back to another episode of Winning at Life. First, you have to understand the basic money equation. It's fascinating to look at self-made billionaires like Elon Musk, Bill Gates, and Jeff Bezos. There's something that connects their paths to success. And it's pretty eye-opening because it goes against what we've always been told. These remarkable individuals have taught us that money doesn't follow a simple formula where your salary equals the hours you put into a job. It's so easy to get trapped in thinking that the more time we work, the more money we'll make. But let us share something from our own experience. We've come to see a whole new perspective on money, and it's made us realize how restrictive and deceptive that belief can be. For instance, let's say you earn $20 an hour and work 40 hours a week. It would take you nearly 25 years to reach a total of $1 million, even without subtracting taxes or expenses over the 25 years. This calculation also doesn't account for inflation, so in reality, you would be left with far less. On a salary of $20 an hour, you can only become a millionaire through a combination of working very hard and being frugal. What sets millionaires, and especially billionaires, apart is their fundamentally different understanding of money. They've understood and applied the power of a different model equation that isn't taught in schools or most households. They know that wealth creation is less about exchanging time for money and more about leveraging assets, investing wisely, and creating systems that generate income for them even when they're not working. Understanding this is the first step in breaking out of the conventional system. Don't believe that the only way you can make money is by trading your time for it. Number 2, when to invest. Throughout your lifetime, it's almost certain that you'll experience 3 to 5 major economic downturns. Now, when these periods hit, they can be pretty scary, and our instinct might be to tighten our belts and save every penny. But here's the thing. These challenging times actually come with incredible opportunities to grow your wealth. While many folks out there are fretting and holding on to their savings for dear life, the wealthy are taking swift action. They're smartly investing their money, buying stocks, snagging real estate, and essentially betting on a brighter future. And guess what? When the market eventually bounces back, which it has done time and again, these investors ride that recovery wave all the way up. They end up even wealthier than they were before. But here's the flip side. Those who simply stick to saving during these times will feel the pinch of rising expenses due to inflation. And when the market does recover, they miss out on those incredible gains because they weren't in the game from the start. That's why we always say that to become richer, learn from those who are already rich and do those things in your own life. We recently made a video specifically on the things you must learn from the rich. You can find it on our channel page if you haven't watched it yet. So here's the takeaway. Make it a habit to invest regularly and consistently. Educate yourself about different investment opportunities. Take calculated risks and keep at it with determination. Believe me, this approach can make all the difference between achieving financial security within the next 5 years or forever playing catch-up. The power of investing over just saving is such an important lesson in personal finance that can completely redefine your financial future. Number 3, understanding leverage. For a lot of us, debt is often seen as a heavy burden weighing us down. But here's an interesting thing. When it comes to the wealthy, they view that same concept of debt as something entirely different. They call it leverage. Now, this isn't just a play on words. It actually represents 2 distinct ways of thinking about and utilizing borrowed money. Let me give you some examples to illustrate this point. Take Mark Zuckerberg, for instance. Despite his immense wealth, he took out a $6 million mortgage to buy his home in California. And then there's Beyoncé and Jay-Z. They financed their $28 million house with a whopping $52 million mortgage. Even Elon Musk got in on the action, taking out a $50 million loan using his 5 properties in California as collateral. It's quite intriguing when you think about it. If debt is such a negative thing, why do we see these multimillionaires who clearly have the means to pay for things outright, willingly taking on more and more of it? Well, here's the thing. The key lies in how they use that borrowed money. It all comes down to whether it's being used to create more wealth or if it's simply draining their resources. Let's break it down. For most people, debt usually comes in the form of consumer loans used for purchases that don't really generate any income, like splurging on a new TV or going on a holiday. It's money spent without a return. On the other hand, the wealthy take a different approach. They leverage debt to actually make more money. They strategically use it to acquire assets that appreciate over time, such as real estate or business ventures. And you know what? When it comes to debt, a mortgage is often considered one of the most affordable options available. So these multimillionaires use borrowed money to buy their homes, freeing up their own funds to invest in other things that offer higher returns. In a way, they're transforming debt into an asset. It's just simple things like these, it's just that the rich know about these things and you don't. And the good part is that you don't have to spend another 4 years in college to know about these things. That's why we started this channel. To bring you the ways of the successful people and the rich in just about 10 minutes. By the way, you're missing out if you haven't subscribed yet. Now, the next very important thing is understanding the tax system. This is an important but completely neglected part of our education system. There are so many ways to legally reduce your tax bill that people just don't know about or don't want to educate themselves on. In the world of the rich, knowing the intricacies of tax laws and capitalizing on legal loopholes is common practice. But it's not just for the ultra-rich or business owners of the world. As an employee, you can also increase your non-taxable income sources through, for example, retirement contributions. It's about understanding the system and making it work to your advantage. But that's just us, touching the surface. Tax laws can be complex, but understanding the basics and how they apply to you can save you thousands in the long run. Lesson 5. Focusing on production. Your net worth can be calculated by the difference between your production and your consumption. Money will come into your life because you've performed some sort of value, which is the production side of it. And money will leave your life through consumption, through you spending money. If you want to truly achieve financial abundance, shifting your focus from solely saving money to producing value can be a game changer. While saving money is important, it can only take you so far. By focusing on producing value, whether through innovative ideas, skills, or products, you have the potential to create multiple streams of income and tap into limitless opportunities. It's about investing in yourself, creating something meaningful, and providing solutions that people are willing to pay for. By focusing on producing value, you open up the doors to long-term wealth and fulfillment. Number 6. Avoid social proof. There's this whole thing called keeping up with the Joneses that's quite fascinating. It's when we feel this intense social pressure to match or even outdo our neighbors in terms of material possessions and social status. But it's not just about comparing ourselves to the people next door. It's a phenomenon deeply ingrained in today's society. It's influenced by our friends, the celebrities we admire, and even the trends we see on social media. In this digital age where our lives are constantly on display, this pressure has reached new heights. We find ourselves valuing our self-worth based on the number of likes or comments our posts receive, and even by what we wear. It's as if we're seeking this validation from others, often at the expense of making sound financial decisions. Instead of prioritizing practicality and what truly matters to us, we sometimes fall into the trap of making choices solely to gain that social validation. It's like we're chasing after an image or status, rather than considering what actually makes sense for our own lives. And that can have a real impact on our financial well-being. And buying expensive things or luxury items isn't bad. The problem is, when these purchases are driven by the desire to appear wealthy, rather than reflecting actual financial health. It's better to live within your means and make financial decisions based on personal needs rather than long-term financial goals, succumbing to the pressure of keeping up with the Joneses. This lesson, although very rarely taught in school, is pivotal in maintaining financial sanity in a world that prioritizes appearance over substance. If you have anything to add or say, drop it in the comments. And if you think a friend or family member will benefit from this, do share it with them. See you in the next video.